Ladies and gentlemen, stop measuring yourself against the noise of others. Stop staring at where you are not. Instead, turn your eyes to the path behind you, because it holds the truth of who you are becoming. You've already fought battles others would have surrendered to. You've already endured storms that tried to drown you, and yet you are here standing stronger, wiser, sharper. That alone is proof of progress. Every obstacle that once looked impossible is now part of your history. Every step forward, no matter how small, was a brick in the foundation of your future. The distance you've traveled is not luck, it's discipline. It's persistence. It's you refusing to quit when quitting was easier. When you doubt yourself, pause, look backward, not to regret, but to recognize. The person you were is gone. The person you are now has climbed higher, walked farther, fought harder. That is victory. Don't dishonor the struggle by comparing your chapter to someone else's story. Respect the grind you've already given. Respect the miles you've already walked. Because momentum is built on appreciation of progress, not obsession with perfection. Today, mark it as a milestone, not the end, but undeniable evidence that you're capable of more. Each mile you've already conquered proves that the finish line is not where you stop. It's where you extend your limits. So focus only on how far you've come, because the proof of your greatness is already written in the steps you've taken, and the only direction left is forward. Comparison is a thief. It steals joy. It steals focus. It steals momentum. And the more you allow it to live in your mind, the more it robs you of your own greatness. When you compare yourself to others, you measure your worth on a scale that was never built for you. Their journey is not yours. Their timeline is not yours. Their destiny is not yours. The only real battle you have is against the person you were yesterday. Comparison poisons progress. It whispers lies that you are not enough. It blinds you from seeing the miles you've already walked, the walls you've already broken, and the storms you've already survived. Instead of celebrating how far you've come, it forces you to stare at how far someone else has gone. And in that moment, your strength weakens, your vision blurs, and your hunger fades. Not because you lack power, but because you gave your power away. Understand this. Every second spent comparing yourself to others is a second stolen from building yourself. Every ounce of energy wasted on envy is energy you could have invested in growth. The thief doesn't break into your house. You leave the door wide open when you scroll, when you gossip, when you measure your progress against someone else's highlight reel. Close that door. Guard your focus. Protect your mission. Greatness is not found in comparison. It is found in consistency. The runner who looks sideways stumbles. The fighter who looks at the crowd gets hit. The builder who obsesses over another's blueprint never finishes his own. Your victory is not out there. It is within, waiting to be claimed by daily discipline and relentless forward motion. Comparison is not only a thief, it is a liar. It tells you that someone else's success means your failure. It convinces you that their light diminishes yours. It makes you forget that abundance has no limits, that the world is vast enough for every dream to breathe, and that the only race you are in is the one against your own potential. No one can run that race for you. No one can stop you except you. The cure to comparison is perspective. Look backward, not sideways. Remember where you began. Think of the nights you wanted to quit but didn't. Think of the days you felt broken but kept going. Those moments are proof that you are not ordinary. You are resilient. You are built from struggle. You are made of progress. That is your scoreboard. That is your evidence. Do not dishonor your journey by measuring it with someone else's ruler. What you've overcome matters more than what anyone else has achieved. Your scars are proof of survival. Your lessons are weapons for the future. Your growth is the only standard you must measure against. If you have moved forward even one step, you are winning. Comparison kills gratitude, and gratitude is fuel for momentum. When you focus on how far you've come, you ignite the fire of belief. You create energy to keep moving. You remind yourself that if you've made it this far, nothing can stop you from going further. Gratitude turns your past into strength and your present into opportunity. But comparison blinds you to both. That is why it must be destroyed. Every master was once a beginner. Every giant once crawled. Every success story you admire was built through failures, delays, and sacrifices you never saw. To compare your chapter 1 to their chapter 20 is to commit theft against yourself. You rob yourself of patience, you rob yourself of peace, and worst of all, you rob yourself of persistence. So today, declare war on comparison. Cut it from your thoughts. Remove it from your conversations. Eliminate it from your vision. Replace it with focus. Replace it with gratitude. Replace it with the determination to measure only against your past self. When you do that, you become unstoppable. Because nothing is more powerful than a person who knows their own progress, who honors their own growth, and who refuses to give their energy to envy. Comparison is a thief. Do not let it live in your mind. Lock the doors. Guard your focus. Build your future. Every second you waste on another's path is a second stolen from your own destiny. And your destiny deserves every ounce of your strength. Progress is proof. Proof that you are capable. Proof that you are stronger than you thought. Proof that what once looked impossible is now behind you. Progress doesn't lie. It doesn't exaggerate. It doesn't flatter. It is cold, hard evidence that you are moving forward, no matter how small the steps may seem. So many people spend their lives waiting for some grand moment of validation, some giant sign that they are on the right path. But they miss the truth that has been in front of them the entire time. Every struggle you've overcome, every habit you've built, every challenge you've faced down, those are the receipts of your growth. Progress is the loudest testimony you'll ever need. Even when you don't feel strong, progress proves you are stronger. Even when you doubt your ability, progress proves you can. Even when the world questions you, progress is the answer that silences all noise, because it cannot be denied. It is the record of your effort, the evidence of your discipline, the mirror of your resilience. You don't need to argue with doubt. You don't need to convince anyone of your potential. You don't need to beg the world to believe in you. Look at your own progress. That is your courtroom. That is your verdict. That is your proof. But here's the truth. Progress is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is not a mountain climbed in a day. It is a brick laid, a step taken, a choice made. Progress is not perfection. Progress is persistence. And persistence is what builds unstoppable force. Too many people overlook their own victories because they are chasing someone else's milestones. They forget that the greatest success is not in beating others, but in beating who you used to be. Progress doesn't ask you to be the best. It asks you to be better. Better than the person you were last week. Better than the person you were last year. Better than the person who almost gave up but didn't. Understand this.